City people. City people. Thank you.
So ready? 1, 2, 3, 4 and a half. 5. All right, please. Will this age play national anthem? No, please wait, please. Everybody, can we do this for him? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. I would ask you, how old are you now? Congratulations. Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. This is a message from all the Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, while we will take prayer national, we'll take it after 2, Thank you very much. God bless Nigeria. God bless the Federal House of Representatives. Your Imperial Majesty, the Ooni of Ife, and Your Royal Majesty, the Oba of Lagos, members of the State Executive Council here present, in particular the Honorable Commissioner for Housing, Honorable Maruf Akindele Fatai, and our own paragon of beauty and brain, Barrister Barakat Odunuga Bakari, the Special Advisor to Mr. Governor on Housing, Chairman of Statutory Commissions here present, most distinguished Senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the Head of Service, the Deputy Chief of Staff, members of the Body of Permanent Secretaries here present, in particular Engineer Abdulhafiz Bola Otoriola, the Permanent Secretary Housing, Captains of Industries, and all the stakeholders in the build sector, top government functionaries and heads of ministerial agencies. Our keynote speakers and carefully selected panelists, the President and members of Real Estate Developers Association of Nigeria, REDA, very distinguished invited guests, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Olaniwaju Bajulayi, and by the grace of God, you will please help me applaud Mr. Governor. He has just increased my salary. We have been paid since 23rd of last month, so you wait till Christmas before you can get a portion of the remaining one, the one for December. So the first one is gone. I have here with me someone you all know. You see him on the screen. So some of the things he does in the movies is what made the state government take a particular interest in that particular industry. And today, I am proud to inform you that that industry is a multi-billion dollar industry, especially in Lagos, courtesy Mr. Governor. His name is Sanwo-Olu. On behalf of the Lagos State Government, Lagos State Real Estate Regulatory Authority, LASRERA, we welcome you all to the 5th edition of Lagos Real Estate Marketplace Conference and Exhibition with the theme, Reimaging Lagos, Lagos Landscape, Ensuring Sustainable Real Estate Development Practices. Ladies and gentlemen, last year we prayed while we were here, and by the grace of God, I remember what the Deputy Governor and the Governor said. They both told us that by the grace of God, we'll be here same time next year, and that next year is today. I think God deserves a very big round of applause. He is the one that has kept us thus far.
Please permit me to stand on the existing protocol as we go to her make the best use of the time. Mr. Governor, the Deputy Governor, it is an honor to address the diverse body of stakeholders in the real estate sector today at the 5th edition of Lagos Real Estate Marketplace. Even though the Ministry of Housing and the Office of the Special Advisor interacts with you all as individuals, business owners, or as groups on a daily basis, our gathering at this real estate marketplace has become a unique annual platform for us to dissect, reevaluate, disagree, and agree on mutual policy and regulatory matters. The theme for this year's conference, Reimagine Lagos Landscape, the critical role of regulations in sustainable real estate development, will be a test for all operators and regulators to reshape and scale up roles and responsibility where necessary. Lagos is a city of boundless energy and opportunities, a melting pot of cultures and hub for innovation and commerce. However, it is also a city grappling with the challenges of rapid urbanization, housing deficit, and environmental vulnerabilities. As we strive to reimagine the Lagos scape, regulation must take center stage in guiding sustainable real estate development. Regulations are the foundation of well-ordered societies, and in real estate, in every real estate sector, they play an even more critical role. Regulations set standards for development and ensure that projects meet safety, quality, and sustainability benchmark, as well as protect lives and investments. The need to promote environmental responsibility by insisting on eco-friendly practices is a prerequisite for minimizing the negative environmental footprint of development projects. Regulation also ensure fairness and inclusivity. Regulation can address affordability and equitable access to housing, bridging the gap between social and economic groups. Sustainable urban development. Key initiatives include the Lagos State Urban and Regional Planning Law. This law emphasizes organized development, zoning, and compliance with master plans. The building control and permits through agencies like Lagos State Building Control Agency. We enforce standards that prioritize social integrity and safety. Policy on waste management, energy efficiency, and water conservation aim to protect our fragile ecosystem. We have tenancy law. This regulation safeguards the rights of tenants and landlords, promoting fairness in property transactions. Despite all these efforts, there are areas that require urgent attention. We have non-compliance that's unregulated development and informal settlement, continue to undermine urban planning efforts. We have a enforcement challenge with limited resources and capacity constraints that affect effective enforcement of existing laws. Also, outdated provisions. Some regulations need updating to align with modern best practice and technological advancement. Stakeholder resistance. Developers and property owners sometimes view regulations as obstacles rather than enablers, creating frictions in implementation. To reimagine the Lagos landscape effectively, we must recalibrate our regulatory system. Here and how. We must have continuous policy to review and update existing laws to address emerging trends such as green building standards, renewable energy integration, and smart city technologies. We must also strengthen enforcement and enforcement mechanisms to ensure that all stakeholders adhere to approved plans and standards. Capacity building to equip regulatory agencies with resources, training, and technology needed to perform their duties efficiently. We must also simplify the process for building permit and certification to reduce delay while maintaining rigorous oversight. We continually engage stakeholders to foster collaboration among government agencies, developers, financial institutions, and community members to build consensus on regulations and their benefits. We must also be transparent and we must be accountable. Ladies and gentlemen, regulations are not barriers. They are enablers of orderly growth, protectors of shared environment, and guarantors of a sustainable future. As we imagine Lagos, let us commit to embracing and strengthening the regulatory framework that will guide us all towards a resilient, inclusive, and vibrant city. Every architect, developer, financial, policymaker, and citizens has a role to play in this journey. Together, we can create a Lagos where progress meets purpose and development, despite the delicate balance of nature and community. Thank you for your attention and your commitment to the future of Lagos. We will continue to work together to make our city a shining example of innovation, inclusivity, and excellence. Thank you.
On that note, I would like to call on Dr. Olubukola Abitore, GMD of Digital Space Capital Group and the founder of Florence Mukwe Foundation for our keynote speech. You're welcome, madam. Let's keep it going to share, sir. My God, you look elegant.
His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Lagos State, the Deputy Governor, our Royal Father, His Imperial Majesty, the Ooni of Ife, Oba Enit Obusi, Honorable Ministers, Honorable Commissioners, Special Advisors to the State Governments, Captains of Industries, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is very important to know that today's gathering is not just a regular meeting, but a gathering of great minds, visionaries, and change makers who are responsible for the change that Lagos State envisions. It is impossible to ignore the twin challenges that Lagos State is currently facing: the rapid urbanization and the growing demand for affordable housing. To begin, I would like to echo the words of Jim Jacobs, a visionary leader in urban development that says, cities have the capability to provide something for everybody, only because and only where they are created by everybody. So it is a collective responsibility. The pressure on our infrastructure, natural resources, and urban systems are immense. Yet these challenges present us with unique opportunities to imagine how we build, what we build with, the long-term impact of these choices, and the maintenance of the structures, which is really the major problem in Nigeria today. Housing is more than just a shelter. It is the cornerstone of human dignity and economic development. Yet the construction industry remains one of the largest contributors to environmental degradation, generating vast amounts of waste and consuming significant quantities of non-renewable resources. At the same time, we cannot undermine the fact that the concept of the circular economy has gained significant traction in recent years, particularly industries and organizations who are committed to minimizing waste and optimizing resource utilization. Now is the time for a transformative approach that shifts our focus from the traditional linear model of take, make, and dispose to a more regenerative cycle, where materials and resources are continually reused, recycled, and reintegrated into production. The circular economy emphasizes designing of waste-keeping materials in use and regenerating natural systems. It seeks to create value not just for the immediate stakeholders, but for the communities and for the future leaders, for leaders. Adopting this model is not just a choice, but a necessity. By integrating circular economy principles into affordable housing supply chains, we can reduce costs by utilizing and recycling local materials. We can also enhance resource efficiency by minimizing waste in construction processes. We can also promote social impact by creating jobs in recycling, construction, and green innovation. At the same time, it will help to mitigate the adverse effects of environmental impacts, such as emissions and pollutants. At the Disaster Risk Group that I represent, we are committed to transforming the real estate industry through our real estate subsidiary arm, Hemisphere Real Estate, through our energy arm, Crest Energy and EcoFloss, by embedding sustainability into every project we undertake. We are deeply committed to delivering affordable housing solutions that embody sustainability and innovations. Our approach is centered on 4 key pillars. The first one is sustained supply chain practices. Hemisphere Real Estate actively works with suppliers who prioritize the use of environmentally friendly materials. We are also in partnership with firms that provide recycled steel, bamboo, and other sustainable alternatives to conventional building materials. 2, energy efficiency and renewable integration. Beyond construction, our focus extends to the operational life of the buildings. Through our energy arm, we integrate energy efficient designs, solar power solutions, and water conservation technologies into our housing projects, ensuring that affordability also goes hand in hand with sustainability. At the same time, it helps with a maintenance culture of these houses, which is a major concern in Nigeria today. When you go outside Nigeria, you discover that houses that they built 30, 40, 50 years ago are still standing strong just because of their maintenance culture. At the same time, empowering local communities. Our project prioritizes the use of locally sourced materials and labor, also ensuring that the local laborers undergo immense training required to meet global standards. This is one of the ways of contributing to our community's social responsibility as an organization. This will not only reduce construction costs, but also stimulate the local economy, creating jobs and fostering skill development in legacy communities. Accessibility to market loan. Through the finance arm of our business, we provide advisory, housing loans, packaging and educating people about opportunities of platforms of the Federal Mortgage Bank, Federal Housing Authority and government housing parastatal has provided and made available for them. And lastly, I want to emphasize this. In line with our mission at BSC Group, we leverage on digital technology to enhance our impact. We use data-driven insights to optimize the supply chain, reduce waste and efficiency. Our smart project management platform enables real-time monitoring, ensuring our projects remain sustainable throughout the life cycle. Protection of our structures through insurance is also an important factor, which is very driven by our insurance and managed insurance programs.
Of Lagos State, His Excellency the Deputy Governor of Lagos State, my royal daddy, royal father, the Imperial Majesty, the Ooni of Ife. Let me just stand on the existing protocol because of time. It is a great privilege to stand before you today as we discuss a topic that holds immense significance for the future of our cities and our planets, urban sustainability. It is an era where the challenges of rapid urbanization and climate change are intensifying, and the need for sustainable urban development has never been more urgent. As one of the most populous countries in Africa, Nigeria urbanization rate has grown from 47.84% in 2015 to 55.2% in 2024. And Nigeria commercial capital Lagos, one of the fastest growing metropolitan cities in the world, and the first largest by GDP, stands at a defining moment in its history. The decision we make today will determine the quality of life for millions of Lagosians and Nigerians for generations to come. Lagos is leading, and Lagos must lead in this area in Nigeria today. Lagos is the leading state in Nigeria in terms of economic activities, accounting for over 50% of industrial and commercial activities. Lagos leads in terms of infrastructure and real estate developments. Lagos leads in terms of innovation, having the most technology and innovation hubs, including the Yaba Innovation Nucleus. In terms of entertainment and tourism, Lagos hosts Nollywood, arts, tourism, and nightlife activities. With over 20 million residents, Lagos accounts for about 10% of the national population, with some of the most economically sound Nigerians living in Lagos.
The Governor of Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, the Deputy Governor of Lagos State, Dr. Bafemi Kadri, the Honorable Minister of Housing, Architect Dangiwa, are pleased to stand on the well-established protocol just to save time. It is with immense pleasure and a sense of responsibility that I want to welcome you all to the 5th edition of the Lagos Real Estate Marketplace Conference and Exhibition. Today's gathering is not just another meeting, but an assembly of experts and stakeholders dedicated to shaping the future of Lagos urban landscape, as well as validating the resilience, opportunity, and innovation of the African most populous state. The theme of this year's conference, Imaging Lagos Urban Landscape through Sustainable Real Estate Practices, is timely and highly significant. Lagos, with its dynamic population growth and rapid urbanization, holds immense potential. However, it also faces formidable challenges, including inadequate infrastructure, environmental degradation, the growing housing deficit, and gross non-compliance in the real estate practice sector. Therefore, our team is carefully crafted to invite us to rethink how we design, develop, and sustain urban spaces in Lagos to ensure they are inclusive, environmentally friendly, and economically viable. Furthermore, This year's theme emphasizes the significance of a sustainable real estate practice, which for us is non-negotiable and optional. The time is now. Our collective future depends on creating an urban landscape that balances environmental stewardship, social equity, and economic growth. Therefore, this requires forward-thinking practitioners, innovative designs, sustainable financing models, and regulatory frameworks that encourage green building practices while addressing the housing needs of Lagos' diverse population. As one of Africa's fastest growing cities, Lagos is uniquely positioned to lead its transformation. But this cannot happen in isolation. Collaboration between the public and private sector, alongside active youth community participation, is essential. This conference therefore provides a platform for cross-sectoral dialogue aimed at driving actionable solutions to these pressing issues. By this token, the Lagos State, under the visionary guidelines of Mr. Governor Sanwo-Olu, has implemented critical measures in addressing and identifying concerns and the Lagos State Real Estate Regulatory Authority, LASRERA, is poised to continuously promote professionalism, transparency, accountability within the sector, and enforce same where necessary, in line with the extant laws and best practices. Our aim is to vigorously promote an ecosystem that stimulates trust, encourages investment while promoting the ease of doing business in Lagos. In addition, the state has strengthened its regulatory frameworks through enhanced building codes, disaster-resilient urban planning, and initiatives that promote the growth of the state, in particular the real estate sector. Its commitment to the principles of sustainability and innovation has made Lagos a shining beacon of progress in Nigeria and across Africa. For this, I would like to extend my profound appreciation to Mr. Governor. Thank you very much, sir. In addition, it is worthy of mention the unwavering dedication of Mr. Governor towards the implementation of the resolutions and proposals presented at the previous editions of this event. His commitment has significantly contributed to the progress achieved so far. I'm even more optimistic that the outcomes of this ongoing edition will further catalyze impactful collaborations and innovative solutions that will drive sustainable development and economic growth for the built sector and the state at large. Industry leaders, policymakers, investors, stakeholders, ladies and gentlemen, as we continue to deliberate and encourage one another, let us remember that the choices we make here will shape not only the physical landscape of Lagos, but also the quality of life for its people and the city's legacy for future generations to come. Let us challenge ourselves to think beyond short-term gains and embrace long-term strategies that prioritize sustainability, innovation, and inclusivity. In conclusion, I wish to express my profound gratitude to all participants, speakers, organizers, and sponsors who have made this ongoing conference a success. Your commitment to advancing the real estate sector in Lagos is both inspiring and indispensable. Together, let us reimage Lagos, not just as a city of today, but as a global model for sustainable development practices and development practices. Thank you very much.
Mr. Governor, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we would like to take good Lagos State. I greet you. Thank you so very much for your prowess and your support in taking our very own state to another level. Because of time, I greet all the officers and officials that have been supporting
the governor in taking Lagos State to another level. But before I proceed, I will greet Oloweku specially, the representatives of Oloweku. Eba mi kí bàbá o, bí ara wọn máa lé o, àjíǹde ara máa jẹ́ o. Ọlọ́run Olódùmarè ló máa bá mi dúró tì wọ́n. Àwọn náà wọ́n dàbí ọgbọ́n in real estate o. Wọ́n mọ̀ wọ́n dáadáa o. Kọ́lọ́run tó gbé mi lórí tẹ̀yìn, èmi àti bàbá jọ fà dáadáa. Ẹ bá mi kí wọn dáadáa o. Well, my good message. Participants in the real estate sector in Lagos State. All my formative years before becoming Ooni of Ife, I thank God Almighty and particularly Lagos State for giving me that kind of platform. Every one of us, especially we Arauke people usually start from Ibadan. A little bit of portion of Ogun State, you know, we all came to Lagos with nothing, and we have always been very successful, and we all live in Lagos with a whole lot of things. I am a living example of that. So for everything I do, I will never forget Lagos State. This is Lagos. If truly you've been blessed in Lagos as a state, clap for this is Lagos. It's not only a state of blessing, a state of valor, and a state of immense opportunity. Clap one more time for Lagos State. You know, I said earlier on that clap for my governor. I've known governor now for about maybe 15, 20 years, more than that. When I was a prince hustling in Lagos, today I see a very golden opportunity to say thank you to you, Excellency. Thank you so very much. So I just jumped into that transaction with faith. We did all the things, we did the piling, and we built 10, 9, and 11 floors. Completed the estate, and the estate started giving way, and we had to pull everything down. I nearly committed suicide, and I made it. It was God that saved me, and people like Governor Sanwo-Olu. He was a commissioner then, and he gave me so much courage that you have tried, young man. Don't worry. Is what I believe in. I know about real estate and I know challenges. We will walk around it. We went to meet the governor there, Governor Fashola, and the governor said, this young man, what is your problem? Why are you so bold and you didn't go through all these things? We went through all the paperwork and we realized we went through all what we're supposed to do. But the land, a very heterogeneous land, at the end of the day, that thing became so much glorious for me. I had the opportunity to start a Luberate project, the reclamation, because it was another heterogeneous place. Everybody in Lagos, at some point when you used to pass that place, it was always full of stench, smelling. But now, if you go to Luberate, you will feel good and you will drive along that process. So for me, I am giving this goodwill message just to show appreciation to Lagos State, to show appreciation to officials of Lagos State, and particularly Governor Sanwo-Olu. Please, on standing again, give him another round of applause. He's giving a lot of encouragement to a lot of young people. We became so close. We did a lot of good things together. Keep clapping, keep clapping, keep clapping. When he was at the helm of affairs in housing corporation 2, clap now. Why now? What's wrong with you? Are you not proud of your governor? I am proud of you. Let them clap.
Continue to encourage young people. Continue to give them hope. Continue to give them life. May God bless you and bless Lagos State. Thank you very much.
Oyeko will be speaking on behalf of His Royal Majesty Oba Ridwan Osholade Aremu Akiolu, the Oba of Lagos.
Your Excellency, Mr. Governor, Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor, Alaiwa, Ikuabaye Baba, today is just a glorious day. As the Imperial Majesty said, there is no more to say today. But to thank the Governor for what he has been doing for the past so many years. As the Imperial Majesty said, Mr. Governor, since he has been a commissioner in Lagos State, we've known his impact. Before becoming the governor, he has already built himself. So I think surprisingly, he has been doing. And for Baba Kabesi Ilegu, you know one thing, he is a very passionate person when it comes to real estate, as our Imperial Majesty said as well. Because if you remember, there is no time we talk about buildings in Lagos that Kabesi would have something to say or an action to take, which my good brother, our incoming Ooni of Lagos can testify to. That is Bola Obi, because he always worked hand in hand with Kabesi. Kabesi is so passionate about the buildings. He doesn't like. Every time you hear about a building collapse, he's not happy about it. And you can see that the governor and the Lagos entire team of the cabinet of our Lagos State government are doing a lot in Lagos. And Imperial Majesty, you said a lot for Lagos State. So we as negotiators, we are proud that people come to Lagos with nothing and they go back with a lot. So clap again for Lagos State and clap again. We are passionate people. We are very loving people in Lagos. We acknowledge. But don't take more than the space we give you. That is it. Eko, we always be Eko, and Lagos will always be. We lead and watch, others follow. So, on behalf of His Royal Majesty, the Eleko, I thank the Ministry of Housing for holding this event, and Mr. Governor and our Deputy Governor as well, and the entire team in the Cabinet of the State, to say thank you very much and wish you the best in the celebration and the best for Lagos State. Thank you.
Whom I have a very special admiration for, Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor, distinguished Senator representing Lagos Central, members of the House of Representatives, Honorable Minister of Housing, Your Royal Highnesses, very distinguished guests. I'm sorry if I don't make specific mention of you, ladies and gentlemen. My colleague was just quickly telling me when I wanted to resist coming in now because I'm trying to just put together what to say. And he said, no, you are a good speaker, just go up, you will do it. So, and I was replying to him that every time I speak off the head, I run into trouble. So now I try to read, I try to write and read so that I do not deviate. Please pardon me, but I will read very quickly, just a minute or two, to just put together what I intend to say. Privilege granted me to present a keynote address here today at this 5th real estate market. I want to commend the Lagos State government and government for this timely event, which I believe will greatly assist in shaping the real estate development practices, not only in Lagos State, but also across the country. The theme of the conference and exhibition, reimagining the Lagos landscape, ensuring sustainable real estate development practices, is apt. The history of organized housing and real estate development started in Lagos, with the establishment of Lagos Executive Development Board in 1928, which later metamorphosed into the current Lagos State Property Development Corporation in 1972, but that is official. Unofficial estate development started in Kano. Lagos was also the best center of real estate market in Nigeria, and has remained a leading market, which opened up other real estate markets across Nigeria. The team chosen for this event, therefore, depicts clearly the importance of real estate market to the economic development of Lagos State, with the objective of sustaining the existing landscape of the state. So one would not be too surprised, therefore, when you hear the phrase, "Land is our oil." Although we do not have any empirical statistics about the input of the private developers, I've skipped the aspect of government contribution, the numbers of houses that have been produced, the deficit that we're talking about, and what the federal government is doing in the last 20 years. It's not up to 5% of what of the target of the deficit that is being projected. So I've jumped to the goal of that, to go to the private sector. Although we do not have any empirical statistics about the input of the private developers, overall contribution to the housing population in Nigeria, but it is obvious that most development and estates that we are springing up across our major cities were undertaken by private developers. Don't get excited, because I will come back to the negative part of it. Efforts of private developers in tackling housing deficit in recent past surpasses that of government, and the housing sector has not collapsed because of the commitment and resilience of some of the developers, despite challenges of land acquisition, urban development regulations, litigation, property demand and supply disequilibrium, scarce resources, and high costs of finance, among others. In Lagos, for instance, the entire Lekki corridor were opened up by private developers, and most of the modern estate here were the initiative of committed developers that were too numerous to mention. We cannot but acknowledge their contribution to the overall development of Lagos State and the entire country and the housing sector generally. However, one of the critical some of the challenging issues confronting the real estate development practice in Nigeria is that it has turned to be an all-cover sector, infiltrated by people that lack the capacity, knowledge, and integrity required. The effect of this free entrance into this sector results in diverse sharp practices and fraudulent acts that need to be urgently turned to sustain the integrity of competent players and professionals in the sector. The situation has turned so bad that anyone will wake up one day and become an emergency developer, realtor or estate agent overnight without any experience or going through any training. Unfortunately, the notion that simply because a person has money qualifies him to be an estate developer has gained traction. To be an estate developer is much more than only having money. The victims of all these emergency players and end users and consumers who, out of genuine desire to become property owners, were left alone without appropriate consumer protection to live their wounds. The current system, without adequate regulated control, has created land grabbers that have defrauded many innocent consumers without traces. The cases of victims are too numerous and heartbreaking. Strict regulation and enforcement is the answer to this. It is important to note that all of these issues raised requires requires legislative backing, some at the state and some at the national level. The House Committee on Housing will be willing to cooperate and partner with all stakeholders in the sector to ensure that laws required to move the sector forward are passed. We are coming up with a full-fledged stakeholders engagement next year, and all the stakeholders in the sector will be invited to examine critically all hindrances and impediments of the sector with a view to providing holistic solutions that will assist to accelerate the development of the sector. I've just 30 seconds, Mr. Governor. The stakeholders engagement will examine the issue of land use acts, obsolete laws in the housing sector issues between states and federal government, the issue of regulation, housing financing, and all other issues that constitute barriers to housing development, both in supply and demand angle. Is often misunderstood as a limitation. In fact, it is a catalyst for progress. It serves as a foundation upon which visionary cities are built. Consider this without clear regulatory frameworks. The dreams for Lagos may remain elusive. Allow me to highlight 3 critical areas, not highlight, mention: urban planning and land use management, sustainable development and environment conservation, affordable housing and infrastructure development. Consider Singapore and Dubai, which transformed itself through stringent regulation covering land use and transportation and housing, which developed a meticulous regulatory framework to attract foreign investment while preserving its cultural identity. What these cities teach us is clear. Regulation does not stifle innovation, it enables it. Finally, to overcome this obstacle, we must foster a culture of transparency and accountability. Regulators must collaborate with stakeholders from developers and investors, residents and civil society and organizers. By doing so, we can build and trust and ensure that regulatory frameworks reflect the aspirations of all, and specifically Lagosians. Mr. Governor, thank you so much. If you may see us from far, we admire Lagos. And let me say one thing, and you might be surprised that is what will make the headline, despite all the witches have said in this speech. I know Lagosians also have their challenges and they complain. But I want Lagosians to go to other states. Then you will understand that probably Lagos is the heaven in Nigeria. Well done. And one thing I picked from your administration is your ability to stick, build on, repackage, but stick on sustainable development and long-term planning. So when I watch you on television, Lagos State officials, the organizers of this event, water, sanitation, infrastructure development, Lagos is not only talking about today. Lagos is talking about 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. All states, I'm not putting an exception in Nigeria. Please be humble. So if you want to attack me, later you can attack me. Come to Lagos, understanding what is going on. Thank you.
MHR, I want to sincerely thank you for the accolades given to the transformer of Lagos. It's the success of Lagos. That is the man of the moment. Your Excellency, sir, Mr. Governor, the Deputy Governor, please kindly permit me to maintain the well-established protocol. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I bring to you warm greetings from the House Chamber of the Lagos State House of Assembly, under the able leadership of the Right Honorable Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, Dr. Mudashiru Ajayi-Obasa. It is my honor to welcome you all to this important conference and exhibition. I stand before you as the Chairman of the House Committee on Housing. and I am filled with both enthusiasm and a strong sense of responsibility for the path ahead as we collaborate to enhance the cornerstone of ensuring sustainable real estate development in Lagos. We all know that one of the basic amenities of human survival is shelter, and the housing sector is at the heart of our economy, social and environmental well-being. It is the key foundation to empower family lives, a source for community pride and economic growth. Today, we are more concerned with the heart and mind of the next generation to bridge an housing deficit, proliferation of slums and informal settlement. There is need to prioritize the development of affordable housing, which requires financial moves, partnership with the private sectors, and subsidize other forms of support for lower income households. It is an honor for me to work with this position with committed partners who have the same goal in mind to ensure Lagosians have access to high-quality housing infrastructural scale. We will continue to work together to overcome obstacles, investigate creative solutions, and put laws into place that can guarantee no community is left behind. I implore each of us gathered here today to dedicate ourselves wholeheartedly and purposefully to this cause. Our community future is in our hands as a group, and it is our responsibility to make the right policies to create a housing sector is inclusive, sustainable, and prosperous for all.
Good afternoon, Lagos State. Good afternoon. Imperial Majesties, Ooni of Ife. My father, the Oba of Lagos, the Chairman of the Committee on Housing and Habitat, Honorable Jibril, the Honorable Minister for Housing, the Speaker of the Lagos State of Assembly, other distinguished honorable members from the House of Reps, especially our own Lagoda, members of the Lagos State House of Assembly. I can't forget you. I spent 12 years of my political career in that. Basically, I'm here as the senator representing the most developed part of Lagos, where Lagos State is thriving. I cannot but acknowledge the contribution of Lagos State in catalyzing the process of this development. I knew that I'm so sure that when I was young, you can only get to Ajah through the small club. The day that one built that one road to the web, that this area started developing. However, when Ashwadi came and built the dual carriage, there was explosion, and that is why the role of government is very, very critical in developing a nation. And you can now marry that with the fact that the Lagos State government also contributed by starting the real estate business in this sector. The Sanwo-Olu estate, also the one in Ajah were built by Lagos State government. What do I want to see? I want to see continuous development of Lagos State. I want to see a proactive development other than us being reactive. I want to see an area, if well planned, that will be full amenity, the full infrastructure, hospital, petrol stations, schools, so that those people living there can do whatever they want to do without going out, except when necessary to work. I cannot but thank you, Mr. Governor, for what you have done. I acknowledge the positive contribution of Lagos, and I adopt wholeheartedly what Honorable Jibril said. I can assure you, you are protected. You only said the truth. And you have all legislative immunity. We thank you. I hope that Lagos will continue to prosper. I wish all those in the real estate and sector all the best. We've seen your contribution. Just like I was attending the program in the Civic Center, and they asked me, Nigeria is not developing. I said, even from where we are, from this Civic Center, you can drive from here to Ibadan without seeing a bottle. You can move from Marina to Okomaiko. I did the train very comfortably without any let or hindrances. You can also move from Oyibo to Alagbado without let or hindrance. Thanks to the government of Lagos State. You are doing wonderful. We believe in what you are doing. We continue to. I look forward to learning the commissioning of McPherson and all those Labere roads. They are all in my constituency, and this also is in my constituency. So thank you, Mr. Governor. I also look forward to completion of the Lagos Island development. So thank you. Thank the honorable commissioners. Thank the leaders. We are grateful. Thank you very much.
Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Lagos State, Dr. Kadir Obafemi Hamzat, the distinguished Senator representing Lagos Strom, my Chairman, House Committee on Housing, Honorable Ooni Jibril Kofa, and other members of the House of Reps that are here with us. The Royal Highness, His Royal Majesty, the Ooni of Ife, and His Royal Highness, the Oba of Lagos, represented by the Bajulaye of Lagos, the Honorable Commissioner, the Honorable Speaker, Right Honorable Speaker of Lagos State, the Honorable Commissioner of Housing, and other members of the Executive Council, the Special Advisor to His Excellency on Housing, Barrister Barakat Odunga, the President of Red and Real Estate Development Association of Nigeria, the MD of Nasrera, the housing experts, professionals and stakeholders in housing that are here with us. Good afternoon. It's indeed an honor to deliver these remarks at the 5th Lagos Real Estate Marketplace Conference and Exhibitions that is taking place today. This event has become a significant feature in Nigerian real estate calendar. I commend His Excellency, the Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, the Lagos State House of Ministry of Housing, and the Lagos State Real Estate Regulatory Authority, LASERA, for sustaining this platform for meaningful dialogue, networking, and even policy formulation to enhance the real estate sector. While such conversations are essential, we must also go beyond talk and implement innovative solutions that led to concrete outcomes and actionable policies for our nation. The theme that today is the theme, Reimagining Lagos Landscape, ensuring sustainable real estate development practices, is particularly relevant given the Lagos' critical role in Nigeria's economy and its unique challenges. Lagos, as Nigeria's commercial hub, it also hosts one of the largest populations, despite having the smallest landmass, coupled with high rural-urban migration. These dynamics put immense pressure on the infrastructure, particularly housing. The land scarcity and high costs often exclude low and middle-income earners, leading to some development and construction in unsuitable areas. Efforts like the Ibeju-Lekki and Ebo Atlanticity development have sought to alleviate these challenges. And commendable, such initiative must also address Nigeria's overwhelming housing deficit. Sustainable urban planning is vital. Since 1999, Lagos has advanced significantly, inspired by the visionary leadership starting with His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR as governor to our present ever hardworking governor. However, consistent enforcement of urban development plans remains a challenge. Over the past 25 years, Lagos has made a significant infrastructure strides, including the bus rapid transit system and the Lagos Blue Line Rail. Such innovations, which is only found in Lagos, enhance the quality of life and exemplify the potential of forward-thinking urban planning. I commend Lagos for that, for leading. So reimaging Lagos landscape, as stated, requires maximizing limited land resources through innovative real estate development. Policies encouraging vertical development such as multi-story housing should be expanded for optimal land use. Sustainability is real estate must prioritize eco-friendly materials, people-centered designs, and equitable solutions to meet current needs without compromising the future. Nigeria's urban population has surged, growing annually by 4.1%, with over 52% now living in cities. By 2050, this is projected to reach like 70%, making Nigeria the world's third most populous country. This rapid growth presents significant challenges, with 58% of urban residents living in slums and housing deficit of 16 to 18 million units. So infrastructure and secure land tenure are also inadequate. To address this, the National Urban Development Policy, which is pending the Federal Executive Council approval, provides a strategic framework for sustainable urban development. Its vision is to transform Nigerian cities into prosperous, resilient, and inclusive urban spaces. Your Excellency, achieving this vision demands innovative, high-density urban development, safeguarding agricultural land, adopting integrated evidence-based policies, just like we found in Lagos. Over the past 14 months, our ministry has advanced housing and urban development with visible impactful progress nationwide. The Relief of Cities and Estates program includes 14 active construction sites with over 10,000 housing units currently on ground. 12 estates with 250 housing units each are under construction in 12 cities, including the one that we are about to start in Lagos. Additionally, major cities in FCT, Lagos, and Kano are going to develop the Relief of Cities. So, significant progress have been made with many units nearing completion. For instance, the 1,000 housing units of the 3,000 units in Abuja are set for commissioning by January 2025. This program has created over 250,000 jobs, directly and indirectly, for skilled and unskilled workers, demonstrating the sector's potential as a driver of economic growth. We have also introduced accessible home ownership options, including the NHA mortgage loans, the rent-to-own schemes, and the mortgage offtake on innovative, plus also the innovative online portal allowing seamless application and tracking. Over 47,000 Nigerians have created accounts for this, with over 1,000 started paying as state applications to date. Lagos as a state has been a key partner. I commend the Lagos State Government for its contributions to the Relief of City project, funded by the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria at Ibeji Lekki, that the Lagos State Government has provided the land to a developer. And hopefully, Mr. President will be the one himself to do the groundbreaking anytime soon.
You know, we were at 80% before. Because of the bad weather, you know, there's a window between, so the window is from maybe around October, November, December, you know, January, February, March, April. But because of climate change,
we are not able to get enough flying time. We only need about 57 hours of flying a plane to actually map the whole of Lagos, which is less than 40-50 square kilometers, even if you had all the water bodies. So, Mr. Governor, thank you very much. By the end of this year, early next year, we're going to have the auto photo of 2024-2025. The last time this happened was when Mr. Deputy Governor was the Commissioner for Science and Tech, and we had the auto photo of 2009, which is the only asset that we have really been able to use in the state up to today. So this is like physical mapping. But what I want to show today is how we can actually map our cities. Next slide. So this is Pachigelis. So Pachigelis is a surveyor and is a sociologist. And he's one of the fathers of planning. Because planning actually came from reasonable thinking. And one of the things that he proposed is survey analysis plan. That before you can have any planned area, you must actually survey that land. And survey goes closely with mapping. You must survey. That's land survey. Mr. Governor is the surveyor. You must also do some kind of reconnaissance survey to recognize and see exactly what it is that you're planning for. So we have town planners in the room. We have other professional and science supporting the use of land, character, and siting of buildings and communication routes, so as to secure the maximum practical degree of economy and convenience and beauty. This is as defined by Lewis Kibu. Next slide. So I wanted to show you this. This is three magnets. Three magnets is from Ebenezer Howard. He's one of the people that tried to help us to shape our society. He was the one that wrote the Garden Cities of Tomorrow. And one of the things that he was saying is that there are three magnets. There are actually two. One is the town. The other one is the country. So the town being the urban area, and then the country being the rural area. But he decided to create an ideal society. And this ideal society, what he did was to create what you call the town country, where he has taken all the advantages of our villages. The villages are clean, there's no pollution. And then he has taken all the advantages of the urban city. You have hospitals, you have schools, and he decided to put it in the town country, which is an ideal society.
Today, actually, well spent. It's also because we also have other activities, to pass on to our Bosnians today. But at 6 years, to be very brilliant, to be at this important gathering, to get our idea, to evaluate the impact of government contribution in the real estate sector. We're here to address the challenges that we still face. They are very without tackling, and we all want to explore opportunities for innovation and growth. To think that we do not have solutions is to think that we are wasting generation. We believe that we have solutions. We are all there to judge, to engage, to think, to collaborate, to innovate, and to create a society and an environment that will uplift all of us. And so that's why we're here today and tomorrow. And I want to thank you for the large number of people that have turned out into this activity today. And so as a language that we navigate into an era that is marked by rapid technological advancements, shifting economic reality, and urgent environmental challenges, there's certainly a need for us to prepare ourselves for today and for the next generation. And how do we do that by involving the real estate demand that Capital is making? Real estate is not just about structure. It's a cornerstone of any economy. It's a need driver of social equality and a critical element for sustainable urban planning. You can see that this year's theme, which Dr. Watunde and Roland started talking about excessively, reimaging Lagos landscape and ensuring a sustainable real estate development practice. To see that the topic and the conversations we have tomorrow are not only apt, they truly reflect the challenges and the opportunity that we have in this space. reflects the beautifulness of Lagos, the resilience of Lagos, the can-do spirit of Lagos, and the possibilities that we all can pass when we think together, when we work together, and when we activate conversations together. We're hoping that the things that will be coming out of here tomorrow will be things that will further engage us in this sector for another 1 year. I'm thankful that we've kept faith in this year on year to bring all here, to rethink and to appreciate how can we best plan our system, how can we best innovate, how can we ensure that we, in this very small, crowded city-state body, how can we best use what we need to activate to us? We do it in a resilient and in a sustainable manner. We do it with every sense of responsibility, knowing fully well that it's not about today, it's about creating and planning growth that will ensure that tomorrow is assured. It's about the future and the future leaders that are coming behind us. And that's why this engagement, this conversation with various people is always very important. Our political leaders, our traditional institutions, our civil society groups, our lawmakers, all of us are conversing together, and of course, practitioners. All of us have a role to play, and that signals of having roles to play that will engage and continue to activate our purposes. And so the challenges for us is to rethink our approaches. And I want to say that Lagos, our administration, are one of the first that will always look at ourselves straight in the eyes and accept when there are challenges, when there are problems, when we believe that the solution is not just about ourselves, the solution can be found by all of us working collaboratively together. And that's one of the values that we think we need to have in the various sectors. Sustainability is no longer a limited environmental conversation. I think it's about creating an ecosystem that supports economic growth, that ensures a social inclusivity, and that will ensure that it achieves an ecological balance. All of these technologies are not just being used to business. And I think every big speaker that have come out there this morning into the afternoon has spoken in one form or the other. From our Ooni, who started by ensuring and reminding us as a young investor himself, who had seen and gone through the various challenges of how not to build or how not to ensure that we want to work on it. And he learned his own lesson in very difficult, where he's gone up to 9-10 floors, and the system tells you have to bring it all down. You have to bring it all down to ensure that you use the word heterogeneous land, that they meet all the requirements to ensure that the buildings and the development that you're doing is not only for today, but it meets the requirements of tomorrow. Ooni, thank you for your leadership, and thank you for lending out many profit and investment. Because the leading that a lot of other practitioners here, as they come out here to explain the whole personal experience, we will also see the need that if we follow the rules and the rules of engagement, we will certainly not have any issue about doing the last thing. He did not wait for a building to collapse. He took the right decision. He brought it down himself, and he did it for everyone. And that's also one of the things that we need to live here. It's not about shorting corners. It's not by ensuring that who gets to the finish line first. It's by ensuring that we do the right thing the first time and all the time. And that's what we're doing. That's the kind of conversation that we're about here to engage ourselves in and to ask. So, Ooni, thank you very much. I continue to respect that backlog of relationship that we kept. And thank you that you did not take your life. God knows that you have a love and you and here as our general manager, and of course, our white active, and spoke eloquently about the place of national institution in Lagos. How the power of Lagos knows more than any other person the history of land and land administration in Lagos. How he has ensured that a go over there, but a go can be a source of wealth, it can be a source of opportunity everybody that deserves and understands what the coach really stands for. And that's what we're here to ensure that the strength of our diversity is in the originality and the appreciation that we can use Lagos as a real testing board to develop our country, to develop our nation into an enviable position that all of us, no matter where they come from, no matter your background, no matter your ethnicity, no matter your religion, you can strive, you can do well, and you can get to the pinnacle of what they say is better. And you see and gotten, the traditional appreciation and acknowledgement from Bajwani himself. Of course, my friend and my brother, the chairman of the House Committee on Housing, intelligent, cerebral, honorable, and ability. For a very long time, kept to speak until when he deviated from a very well-written speech. But the point to take note of is the fact that they are willing, the National Assembly, they are willing to bring about regulations, to bring about processes, institutions that can further help develop this sector. Not only in Lagos, not only in Canada, as I said, but almost in every part of the country. And we believe that it is important that they are there to also listen to you as practitioners, as professionals in that sector. The only thing I think I think with him, the fact that the history of planning and town planning dates back for time before they got into the And to tell the story, the colony of Lagos has been in existence before the amalgamation of the northern and southern So the colony of Nigeria. So and that has helped us to do that. It's interesting that today we talk about regulatory program. There was a tram in Lagos in the 19th century, in 1894 also, but there was a tram inside the Lagos Island, a tram. And that's the kind of history that we're trying to give you. That's the kind of resilient community system that we're trying to give. To also commend our Lagos State House of Assembly because they are all young and large people. And it's all because they believe in the conversation that we're having here today. They also believe well engaged, well motivated, to understand what the executive are doing and why we need to continue to work together with the authorities. I cannot but commend the effort of also our senators representing Lagos Central, who are also giving us food for thought and how we need to continue to collaborate ourselves. But I think the conversation this morning, more than ever before, is what the two last speakers talked about. Our special advisor on EGIS, which is on looking at the debate of Lagos. But he kept talking about Abuja because he knew that started the professional life as well as the EGIS partner of Abuja. And so he can relate very quickly with what has happened in Abuja and what we see in Lagos today. And thank you very much, Roland. Roland started this initiative with us about 5-6 years ago. And you can see when we kept talking about smart transportation, smart waste management, and smart urban planning. Smart transportation that he talked about is what in reality is what we're currently doing already. Because we have an integrated urban mass transportation system in Lagos that is working. Honorable Minister, I'm interested to know that over 5 million county card holders are in Lagos. And for that county card, we have an integrated urban transportation system that people use to have on rail, using it on the BRT buses, they use it on the ferries and the waterways. And so with that, you can also manage and track how resilient the city, who is going to where, and which will help you in proper planning. So in the back end, analysis of such movement and access to the city that will help future urban planners. Because from the simple calendar, you will know where people actually are relating to at different times of the day. And that's the kind of smart capability have in the city. We talk about smart waste management. It makes a lot of sense, and we're lacking conversation. Because it's very, very simple. Not only will we have an integrated waste management, efficient, effective open system in Lagos, we are actually taking the destiny to our hands, working with collaborators, both local and international collaborators, to ensure that we can have an efficient, effective waste management system that takes care of not only solid waste and waste disposal processes, our water, water needs and water adequacy in Lagos. And because these are some of the clear indices that determines the legal standard, how resilient the city is, how well our urban planning is doing, to ensure that what makes Lagos competitive, what makes Lagos stand with other cities involved. And the last one, which is the smart urban planning, is also what Dr. Babatule has talked about. How well we want to regenerate our major cities. We had a huge fire outbreak in Ooni, and we're not in a problem to rebuild because it's an opportunity for us to regenerate. We've taken the entire stretch of Ooni markets, we've taken the entire stretch of Gurudu market, Mobile market, because it's an opportunity for us to do complete regeneration. Having white captives, I'm sure you've seen it, you know that the regeneration of Lagos Island will happen in the time. The regeneration and the part of Lagos Island will see in the time. And that's what we're doing in meticulous unit. The three senators from that people, the regeneration, so it was not about displacing people. We're about ensuring that we can use our land spaces very well. We can regenerate for today and for the generations that are coming behind us. In Lagos Island today now, we're just getting approval to rebuild another 9 internal roads from Ojokiwa to the extension of all the roads that come. The Jakarta and the Mobata market and the Junior West is complete integration. That's how it happens in the entire sub-Saharan Africa. It's also because we want to plan and want to do the right thing. It's also because when we see us completely move road infrastructure from the place from 2 days we're building 6 highways. From not having any other means of transportation, we're taking a green line to that corridor. So it is part of the patience and collaborative that we want from all of you. So when we say to you that slow down, let us understand what we're doing. How well we want to develop in that whole corridor, so that you see what our plans are. It's all part of ensuring that the Lagos can work for you. You can have predictable journey time. You can have a city that will meet the needs of today and will also be able to ready and meet the needs of tomorrow and thereafter tomorrow. I also want to assure you that we are remaining steadfast, we remain committed as a government, we are really ready to listen to you, to work with you, to collaborate with you as professionals, so that we can develop this city together. We can grow habits and we can readjust within the 3,665 square kilometers that we have. The whole place is being built up. And like we showed us from the master plan, we don't have any other place to go to outside of the Lagos Lagoon and Atlantic Ocean is to push back and move it to the state. And we're doing that and we're doing it very well. So the conversations that we're taking away, is to ensure that all of them and all of the discussions that's going to happen later today and tomorrow will be how can we use urban planning as a winning tool, not just to save our city, but to plan for a resilient and a livable city of the future. A city that for the next 20 to 30 years can be the third or the fourth largest city in the world. Well, it's not just a fact, it's to come with all of the challenges that path. It's for us to be able to think and be able to absorb the shocks of such development. It's for us to ensure and appreciate that climate change and our ability for adaptation and adaptability strategy is real. I can say the special advisor energy and climate change is not in our head. Is to ensure that we are in compliance. Is to ensure that carbon emission, carbon footprints, as much as we can reduce it, to build a city of the future, are part of the conversations that we're having. As much as possible, while we're ensuring that our EGNIS data mapping from the offices in our house or from your comfort of office, you can see what level of development is happening in various parts of the city. And we can predict and plan ahead. So that we're not just living and working around slums and practical areas. For me, that's what I believe this whole engagement today and tomorrow should be. For me, this is what I believe this large audience and large turnout of professionals that are come here should be taken away. For me, this is what I believe a collaborative and an engagement between the public sector and the private sector in this industry should be doing. And you can see that the array of people that have turned out here today, it means that the public sector people are ready. From the entire leadership of our various houses in Abuja to the leadership in the state. So it's the private sector of tri-family that we all need to work with us and also be ready. We believe that together we can truly build a real estate system that works for everyone. We believe that together we can develop a workable ecosystem that will make Lagos not just the science of our country, but make it an enviable city that all of us will be proud of. And so let us go out. Let us engage ourselves. Let us come out with solutions and conversations that will make Lagos a truly envisioned, greater African model city that we keep talking about. Thank you very much.
Please, can we listen to this very important information? I have here with me 2 platinum credit cards belonging to Quadri Ebodoku. If it's yours, please, you will need to show me various identifications to prove that it's yours. We saw it on one of the chairs. Quadri Ebodoku.